Hello, fellow scrubbers, and welcome back to Chico Clean. Today I'm going to be working on another section of that same carpet I worked on in the first carpet video. This section is right in front of the kitchen, and as such, it took a lot of, weird flood, splash, food damage, or whatever, or maybe pet damage, who knows. But while there's only one major stain in this area, I could tell right away that it was a long time since this had been cleaned. So decided to go through and do a full, very, very thorough cleaning of the area, which always should start with a vacuum. The vacuum picks up all the stuff that's loose, that can be picked up easily, and it makes the cleaning itself with the carpet cleaner much less work to do. I make sure to get all the corners, and of course, they never make that hose long enough, so you always tip over your vacuum cleaner. Now, this is that same carpet um, that I was working on before, and it's just that gross, like beige color. So I'm just trying to get it back to that so that whenever you're walking in and out of the kitchen, they don't have to see this nasty stain. And also get up any as much of the dirt underneath the carpet as I can so that the stains don't return. So rather than putting the carpet solution in the carpet cleaner this time, what I did was mix a 1:4 ratio carpet cleaning solution with warm water, and then I'm pre-spraying that all over the area that I'm going to be cleaning today. Now, the reason for this is that those chemicals that they use to break up the stains and stuff, they work pretty well, but when you just run them through the machine, the way they kind of give you the instructions on the machine to do, it doesn't have a lot of time to work. And one of the four pillars of cleaning anything is to give the chemical reactions time to do their thing. So this is a really good, effective method for a broad cleaning. What you do is you mix your bottle up with the 1:4 ratio, and then just spray it all over, and then give it between 15 and 20 minutes, depending on how bad the stain is. I usually just do 15 because I'm going to do two rinses on this anyway. After you've sprayed, make sure that you go through and agitate very well with a brush. What this does is it spreads around the solution, makes it so that it's evenly spread around the area that you're trying to clean, but it also makes sure that it, ruffles up the little fibers and stuff so that the solution can actually touch all of the stains that it's supposed to be cleaning up. I do an agitation with the rubber brush from all four angles, and then I give it 15 minutes. After that, I only fill the carpet cleaner up with hot water. I filled up the tank to the halfway point, and I even pre-rinsed out the tank so there wouldn't be any solution left in it. The only thing I'm doing with this pass here is water. I'm just flushing water through it and using that water to pick up the remaining particles that were broken apart by the pre-cleaned solution. Do this in all four directions, of course, and while I'm doing this, you'll see I still do that wiggle technique a little bit, especially with carpet that's been stepped on for a really long time or had something sitting on it. This had a little table sitting on it right there. Um, that impression in the carpet makes it harder for the fibers to get clean. So coming at it from all angles and wiggling the brush when you're going over it helps loosen it up a little bit. More of the agitation principle, if you will. Well, you can see it's already like started to clean up most of the stain. It's starting to look really good. I'm only about halfway done with the amount of water that I put in for the rinse, and I'm just going over it thoroughly here to pull up as much of the solution as I can because I'm about to do a peroxide treatment after this. And if there's too much or if there's any really solution left in the carpet when I put the peroxide in it, the pH uh, balance from the acidity from the solution will actually neutralize the peroxide. The solution's great at breaking up non-organic stains and just in general. It's a good hydrophobic hydrophilic solution that uses the water dirt separation method. But if you're really trying to get rid of the yellowing, the staining and stuff, you'll want to eventually do an organic stain removal method. So after this pass here, you'll see I do a soak in peroxide before I do yet another rinse. This is just standard 3% peroxide you can buy at the store. You don't have to do anything fancy with this, but you'll probably have to wait a little bit longer than some of the professionals that have like 6 and 12%. But after putting the peroxide on, I go through and I use the rubber brush to agitate again. Just mixing it up, making sure it's evenly spread throughout the entire area that I'm trying to clean. Now, 15 minutes is long enough for the peroxide to do its work, and honestly, for most of it to start to dry and evaporate a little bit. But um, I still have water in the tank, and my plan was to keep rinsing until that water was gone. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse out whatever the peroxide did break up right now. So I am doing passes where I am activating the hot water rinse, and then I'm just going back over those passes to suck that water out. Whenever you're doing these carpet cleans, you'll notice that, an area feels, it looks like you've got it done. It looks like it's clean, but it's always good to do another pass just to see if there's anything coming up in the water. So what you'll see here is I did the first pass, and now I'm doing the second one after the peroxide soak. The water just is still coming up brown. At the end, I'll show you. It's basically black oil water that started off just clear water. I find these cleans very satisfying to do. They're just little spot cleans. They don't take me very long. I can, help a client out. But with this is basically me filming a bunch of different sessions and then just trying to put them all together. So I've got three more, videos worth of carpet cleaning from other spots I worked on when I was at this place, and I'm just trying to get those videos together as soon as I can. The four pillars are time, agitation, chemical reaction, and temperature. If you utilize those four pillars and think about your approach to cleaning a surface, you will be successful. And for deep cleans, especially with carpets and stuff, you really need to think about it because something that can look clean actually can end up being something that makes it a lot worse. There's some great videos online that talk a little bit more about the chemical reactions and stuff, and why it's bad to use homemade cleaners and all that stuff. But the method I'm showing you here is the simplest, but also one of the most effective methods to prevent stains from coming back. Now afterwards, I'm just kind of doing another agitation to let the fibers stand up so that they dry a little bit quicker. But this is the end of the drying or the end of the cleaning cycle. Now I'm just going to let it dry. And as a result, I'll go and I'll pour out that oil water. We can see what that looks like. Ooh, that's horrible. And that's just from a little 2 by 3 foot section of carpet. See you next time.